switch focus to rugby now when New Zealand ended Ireland's 19-match winning streak at Lansdowne Road, running out deserved 23-13 victors over the world #1 ranked side last night. And Max Jorgensen's last-gasp try gave Australia a 42-37 victory against England in what was a frantic test match at Twickenham. And tomorrow evening is the big one, the world champions, the Springboks taking on Scotland. And to talk more about this game, we've roped in a former Springbok, a fly half, Braam van Straaten, also a well-respected defence coach, and he joins us here on Sports Live. Good evening, Coach Braam, and thank you for speaking to us tonight on SABC, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Looking forward to the games on the weekend. There's been some good stuff going on. Australia's win I was jumping for joy. So what a great game, and what a way for them to start their autumn tour.
Yes, but let's look ahead to tomorrow now. Box up against Scotland. I'm sure you'll be jumping for joy at the end of the match. But the talk has been about the team, the matchday squad, the whole 23 that's been selected. A few surprises there, Braam. What do you read into that?
Yeah, I'm happy with the team. I think Rossi has done himself proud in the way he went about it. I think he's giving everybody the opportunity to play. So it's really good to see how these guys are coming together. I'm happy to see Andre Esterhuizen getting a run because he's been good in the URC. So it's fantastic to see how these guys are going to go. Very, very big emphasis on the bomb squad. It's looking really good for South Africa. So Scotland's is going to have their hands full come tomorrow afternoon.
It's a 7-1 split on the bench in favour of the forwards, of course. Does it mean they want to physically dominate Scotland tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's coming. They think Scotland know what's coming, but they don't think they can control them. So I think the bomb squad with the extra boys in the forwards coming on in that second half, or really early in the second half, is going to put their set piece under massive pressure. So I think the Boks will be definitely up for it, and I'm looking forward to a good contest. I don't think Scotland will be able to physically match us, and that's where I think we will get the advantage.
Talking about the 7-1, Braam, there's been talk that World Rugby maybe wants to do away with this, the fact that you can have 7 forwards on the bench. What do you think the thinking is there?
Yeah, I think other teams doesn't have what we have, and I think there's a little bit of animosity between them, and then we've got a great advantage because all of a sudden we put teams under pressure coming probably 50, 60, 70 minutes with the guys coming on, fresh front row with 1 or 2 other forwards coming on, makes it really difficult for other teams to compete. And with the cattle that we have at the moment, other teams are looking down the barrel.
Yeah, and let's talk about the backline. Handré Pollard starting at 10 there with Jaden. Hendrik said looks like an exciting halfback pairing there. How do they complement each other, these two?
Yeah, I think one thing for me that Mr. Hendricks is doing so well. Jaden is so accurate. He doesn't make mistakes, which gives Pollard a real comfortable space to work in. Handré has played 77 caps, scored over 700 points. He is just a real general and has come into the fore. I think he's been growing into the leadership role that Rossi has given him, and he's been exceptional as of late. So you can see a big difference when he's playing really well, and I think he's the one guy that will get the Boks on the front foot. His kicking game is really good and accurate. So it's going to be awesome to see how Jaden and Handré controls the game for the Boks.
Yeah, and as a 10 yourself, why is his kicking so good? Is it a technique thing? Why is he such a reliable kicker, Handré Pollard?
Yeah, I think Handré, I've always said Handré is probably the most talented fly-half South Africa has ever seen. So Handré has had a big influence. He's played at a high level for a very long time. When he played at Paul Boys High, Paul Gym, he was really good. Then he came into the Springbok fold. He was awesome to see how quickly he adapted, and he's just gone from strength to strength. I think he is as talented as anybody out there. And I think he's growing into that role. He's very comfortable in his own skin. He's a leader in the side, and that gives him the confidence to go about his game and play the part he needs to play.
Yeah, and there's been talk about how the Boks have added an attacking element to their side, to their team, especially with the arrival of Tony Brown. Is Andre Pollard the man that can also make them play?
Yeah, I think so. I do believe the game has changed, and the game the advantage that you get with ball in hand is much bigger than on defense. So the rules has been changed in that manner that you can really put teams under pressure with ball in hand, and I think that's what the Boks have lacked in the past. But now all of a sudden they can play a kicking game, they can play a running game. If the weather determines how you need to play up in Scotland, we don't know what the weather holds in for tomorrow night. But then Andre comes into his own with playing field position and putting the Boks in the right places to attack from there.
And maybe we don't talk enough about the defensive play of the Springboks, especially how they just close down opposition there. What's impressed you the most with that aspect?
Yeah, I think it's just pressure. The line speed is excessive. They don't give you an opportunity to get two passes in. So as a team playing against them, they suffocate you. They're in your face all the time. And they've got really good defenders. They're making good hits. And the physicality in the hits makes it really difficult. But what they also have that people don't really see is the amount of ball chasers and guys that are slowing the ball down, not just in the tackle, but on the ground, in the air, and in the tackle fight. So it makes it for a really, really tough afternoon for the Scots if the Boks put them under so much pressure. I think we've seen in the past how teams are just getting hit back, and they have to revert to the kicking game because of the pressure that the Boks put on you when they don't have the ball in hand.
Yeah. And what kind of a threat do you expect Scotland to pose to the Boks tomorrow? What do you make of this team?
I think if you have a look at this, the URC and how well Glasgow is going and Edinburgh is travelling, I think they've upped the entity. And I think what Franco said at the end of the last year when Glasgow won the thing, he said that they need to get an edge on the physicality, because if you don't really stop the Boks at source, you're in for a long day. So that is the key for them, is to make sure that they physically match them everywhere. That means on the ground, in the ruck area, and for me that is the key thing. They are very, very agile. They're good with ball in hand, and I think Gregor Townsend has shown that he's a very acute coach when it comes to the detail. It's going to be, I think the Scots will be in the game for the first half, and then I think our pack will just be too strong for them. So I think the Boks to beat them by between 15 and 20 points.
Okay, that's a confident prediction there, Braam van Straaten. You mentioned the weather could be a factor. What about the crowd? Sia spoke a lot this week about playing at Murrayfield. How is that environment? Can they give them an extra boost?
Yeah, I think the weather's a bit of a problem. If the weather turns south, it becomes a real contest, because all of a sudden it levels the playing ground. It brings the teams a lot closer together, and I think you need to be really smart in the way you go about it. I just love Scotland. I love Edinburgh. I love Murrayfield. I played there for the Barbarians against Scotland. What an incredible stadium to play in. When the anthems go and the flower of Scotland is ringing in your ears, it's incredible. I'm getting goosebumps sitting here. It's an awesome place to be. What beautiful city, wonderful people, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how the Boks are coming out of the blocks. Hopefully they put them to the sword in the first half, suffocate them a bit, and we see a really good test match from the Boks.
Okay, great insight, Braam. It's a pleasure talking to you. I see one of your jerseys behind you. Was that your first Bok cap? Which jersey is that behind you?
That's my first Bok jersey, and I'm just going, maybe they move that.
Yeah, there we can see it. Which game? Which year?
First Bok jersey and the first 4 test matches I played.
Okay, wonderful. Great to see that you still have your memorabilia. Thank you for speaking to us on SABC News here, Braam van Straaten. It's a pleasure talking to you, sir.
More than welcome, sir. Keep well. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you. A legend of South African rugby, Braam van Straaten, now is a coach, of course. Looking ahead to the Boks, and he predicts that the Boks will win by 15 or 20 points there, and it's hard to argue with that prediction. Stay with us here on Sports Live. There's more coming up.